Welcome back for another exciting instalment of Mr. Webb-cam. This time we've got up to suicide. Most Christians believe that it's wrong for a person to commit suicide, although they do recognise that these people may have gone beyond the stage where they're able to make rational decisions. Let's think about some of the main facts. Suicide is when a person ends his or her own life. In the UK, less than 1 in 100 deaths every year is the result of suicide. In the past, suicide was actually considered quite a serious crime, and the Christian church treated it as a sin, often not burying them within church grounds. Christians might argue against suicide by saying, well, God should choose when people are born and when they should die. Suffering can sometimes bring people closer to God, and suicide is a form of murder, even if the murderer and the victim are the same person. And that would go against one of the 10 Commandments, namely, you shall not murder. In fact, also, you could point to what Paul said about the body being a temple of the Holy Spirit, and so the body should be treated as a place where God lives and should be respected. And as I kind of half mentioned earlier, that suicide is sometimes viewed as a mortal sin against the Holy Spirit, which prevents the person entering heaven. In the past, that meant that suicides could not be buried in consecrated ground. And suicide is sometimes regarded as a selfish response, which ignores those people that are left behind. The Samaritans is an organisation that was started in 1953 by the Reverend Chad Vara, who was a Church of England vicar. He provides confidential, emotional support to anyone needing it, including those who may be contemplating suicide. The Samaritans is available to anyone, of any religion, or none, and the volunteers don't give advice or tell the caller what to do, but listen and help the people work out their own answer. Keywords: sin, an act which goes against God's wishes, which suicide has been suggested might be, and suffering, whether it be physical, mental or spiritual pain. So a key person here, we mentioned him earlier, Chad Vara. He was born in 1911 and died in 2007, and he was the vicar who began the first telephone helpline, which later grew into the Samaritans. Remember, most Christians believe that the right response to suicide isn't to condemn them, but to be loving and forgiving. Those who attempt suicide should be helped to overcome the reasons which made them want to kill themselves in the first place. People who do commit suicide should actually be regarded with respect and understanding, and not condemned. Some biblical texts, again, has come up. Do not murder. Here's one from Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 1 to 3. There is a time to live and a time to die. Matthew chapter 25, verse 31 to 46, the parable of the sheep and the goats, and it teaches people how they should treat each other with love and kindness. And don't forget, from 1 Corinthians, the body is a temple of the Holy Spirit.